not a YouTuber, just like making videos. And you read the title, you know what it's all about. So it's time for me to address this malarkey. You know, I know it must be tickling white people's funny bones to see you know, black men and black women on the internet with their squabbles and so forth, and then one to need white people to validate them and so forth, or if they're desirable or not. You know, saying, oh yeah, white females love black men and so forth, and then black females go off and say, oh, white men love us, and this and that, and I hate it when people use, you know, stock photos off the internet and use videos of, you know, maybe a white guy saying, oh, he loves black women, and a white female saying she loves a black guy. You know what I'm saying, to help prove their case and so forth. I'm like, even so, that white guy says he likes black women and so forth, you know, it doesn't mean that they're going to like you, you know, and they may still have a preference of what type of black women they like and so forth. But, you know, I find it overall repugnant, redundant, and downright disgusting. You know, I remember reading a book by Dr. Hendrix Clark, Christopher Columbus and the African Holocaust. And he was talking about African people, you know, black people. And he said this African couple was having a dispute, an argument. And then they asked him, you know, which Dr. Hendrix Clark was an outsider to their culture. He was a black man, but he's, you know, from America, for his opinion, you know, in the matter. And Clark states that that's the problem with black people. Wanting opinions and justification from outsiders, you know, and that's what we're doing with white people, you know, and so forth. Now, this is America, you know. If you want you a white woman or a white man, you know, Chinese man, Chinese woman, you know what I'm saying, you can have it if you know what I'm saying, really want it, and so forth. But going by popular consensus, most men and women prefer those of their own kind, you know what I'm saying, sorry for a lack of better word. So most white men want white women, most white women want white men, you know what I'm saying. This is obvious. All you have to do is to, you know, step out your door, especially when you're dealing with the middle class and the upper echelon. And it's very apparent when you, especially when you're dealing with major cities where everybody claims to be diverse and so forth. You know, like you know, Chicago and Cincinnati, and a lot of it has to do with socioeconomics and so forth. You know what I'm saying? People want to marry people from a traditional family want to marry into a traditional family, or marry into a family that has money if they're from a family that has money. So for a white female whose parents are, you know, so work for a law firm or whatever, you know, just to date a black dude from the hood, you know what I'm saying, product of a single parent home in Section 8, you know, not saying that it hasn't happened, you know, I'm pretty sure it happened somewhere, but it's not likely, you know what I mean, it's definitely not the standard quote. But, you know, when we get into these arguments, you know, and I want to go into the Tommy Sotomayor, Miss Archduchess squabble. You know what I'm saying? I stopped watching Miss Archduchess shit when she did some video about, you know, black females marrying outside their race. And you know, a lot of these black females, they, I don't know if they get their feathers ruffled when they listen to guys saying the black female's undesirable, she's undesirable, no other race of man wants them. And I'm like, why do you have to prove your point? If a black female was to say that to me, no other race of women wants you, I wouldn't care. I would be like, so? You know, if the black woman wants me, that's really the most important thing. But I understand. See, the thing is, I come from a traditional family, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm a military brat, you know, can't, you know, say, you know what I'm saying, well, yeah, we're kind of different. But, you know what I'm saying, when you live on army bases, you know, you understand that it's an even playing field. You see out here in the civilian world, it's not an even playing field. Hence, white people have an advantage. not saying white people don't have advantage on army bases, but so forth. But they have an advantage. So a white woman's going to date a white guy, you know what I'm saying? That means something. Even a poor white female and a poor white guy and they have a family, they're still a white family, you know what I'm saying? That's some worth here in America. A land that claims that they don't judge somebody by the color of their skin, but the content of their character, which that is that is balloons full of bullshit right there. I'm like, America is all about skin color. I'm like, alright, that is just from the books I've read by white authors and black authors, and my own personal experience and events that happen in news. Skin color means fucking everything in this goddamn country. I'm like, it is. Yeah, probably it's the most important thing. I don't know, you know, that's, you know what I'm saying, that's my own hypothesis. There's no way you can possibly change my mind on that. But you know, it's social economics. And so yeah, so, and as I said before, me growing up on military bases, where it's an even playing field, where all families are military families and we're all stacked on top of each other. I'm gonna show you a picture here. This is a picture of my my old stomping ground, Askren Manors, when I used to live in Germany. Now, I would say on a military base, yeah, there was a lot of interracial dating. But as I said before, you know what I'm saying, everybody was of the, you know what I'm saying, it's pretty much the same class. Of course, some people's, you know what I'm saying, fathers was of higher ranking than other fathers. I get that, you know, but I've seen a lot of interracial dating. You know, I grew up around a lot of people, you know, Filipinos, Puerto Ricans, and Mexicans, and yes, there's a difference. You know, whites, you know, Asians, a lot of Asians. So yeah, you do see a lot of jungle fever, as they say. I'm like, it wasn't uncommon to see, you know what I'm saying, this was, you know, now in the late 80s, early 90s, it wasn't uncommon to see a white female, a rocker chick wearing an Iron Maiden shirt or a Metallica shirt, you know, holding hands with a black dude with a flat top with an African medallion with that, you know, Kwame look and so forth. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That hip-hop look of the late 80s and so forth. You know what I'm saying? African medallion, all that Afrocentric stuff. No, I'm saying this is what I saw. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the imagination to make things up. So I can understand, as of right now, I do come from a different environment, especially from those from this corner of YouTube. This corner of YouTube is becoming decadent. It's overran by basically children of single parent homes, you know, overrun this part of YouTube and so forth. And I'm not insulting anybody's intelligence, you know what I'm saying, or judging anybody on these aspects alone. But since you may have a slightly different view than, you know, than me and so forth. But yeah, I can understand in the military environment and this. Also going in, as I've said before, I lived in Europe. And yeah, that's different. A black dude in Europe, yeah, I would say he can have his pick of the litter. You know, I'm like, if a black dude's made it all the way to Europe, where he's in the military or business or doing whatever, obviously he's got something going on. If he's from America, something going on in his life. And white people in Europe are sort of different than the ones here in America, because Europeans are presumably poor by our standards. The average European is poor by our standards of poverty. As I said before, they don't take baths every day, and most of them are living off the county. Hence, Europe is a socialist country. You know, I mean, you know, socialism. You know, that's welfare checks, food stamps, and and so forth. But yeah, moving on. So as I said, so that's why I go off my own experience and so forth, from what I've seen and what I'm not going to go off some bullshit off of the internet, you know, this person said this person said that, or, you know, I mean, look at this video of this white woman says she's loved black men. I'm like, you know, we know that here in America there is a big divide and so forth. And then us, you know what I'm saying, groveling at our former slave masters' feet for approval and say, oh, don't you love me? Oh, the white women love us. Oh, the white men love us. Look at this picture. Look at this over here and so forth. When people don't understand, you know, a white female that comes from money, you know what I'm saying, may want to date a white dude for money, or she want to get her inheritance and so forth, and inherit houses and her and her car. She wants to make her parents proud and so forth. So hence, yeah, it's all about class and it's all about race. Also, the whole thing with black men only, you know what I'm saying, get fat, ugly white women. Now, I have to agree with Tommy Sotomayor on this one, that if black men date big, large black women, you know what I'm saying, hefty black women, why not? Why would he not date a large, hefty white woman and so forth, or an overweight white woman? See, that's, you know, logical. Also, going into black men's culture, African culture, there's a reason why black men love more voluptuous types females and so forth. Matter of fact, I seen somewhere in Nigeria, it's a custom for females to fatten up before they go on their weddings. But that's for another video. But yeah, so yeah, but let's address some of these. Now, I'm also very weary of white females that say they exclusively date black men. I'm like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be wary of these posse jumpers. I like some of these white females are, they, even though they kind of look like they've been through the ringer, they are sort of attractive. Matter of fact, just yesterday I've seen a fairly attractive white woman with a black dude, but she kind of looked like she was kind of, you know what I mean, she's like a posse jumper. You know, with these white females you have to watch out, because yes, black men do scheme, you know. So if you bring your white female around, especially when you know what kind of white female, what kind of, if she come from that lower social class or so forth, if her mom is a meth addict, that, you know, you're gonna have to watch her, because you bring around your friends, next week your boy Tyrone is going to be boning that and so forth. Yeah, so I'm very weary of these white females that say they only date black men. But I understand when a white female has a kid by a black man, or already been married or seen with black men, white men may look at her as tainted or as damaged goods and so forth. But now, as my own personal preference, of course, I prefer black females. I've said this before. I feel that a black woman that's a dime piece, there's nothing more attractive than a fine ass black woman. You know what I'm saying? One that's, you know, like, if I can show you a picture of my ex-girlfriend, I would. I'm not going to do it because I'm not with her anymore, but I'm like, she was she was hot to try. I'm like, you know, there's certain black females that have, you know, look wise, you know what I'm saying, just, as I said, I'm having a hard time putting this in words, but as I said, you know what I'm saying, a black female who has unmeasurable beauty, it's hard for a white female to compete with them, especially if they have what some consider, you know what I'm saying, Eurocentric look to themselves, but with, you know what I'm saying, African features too, and a certain swag. But also, me growing up, you know, and I'm not, this ain't to throw white women under the train, because I grew up in a, you know what I'm saying, in an environment, you know, my first girlfriend was white. Matter of fact, my first 2 girlfriends were white, but the female I've lost my virginity to was a black female, yes, and it was good, you know. I've had so much good vagina from, you know, black women, so it's already embedded in my subconscious that if I want the good stuff, this is where I'm going to have to go. Now, my only sexual intercourse with a white woman was not good, you know what I'm saying. Maybe that's my luck, you know what I'm saying. I came across other people's opinion may be vice versa when it comes to sex, but that's also going to be embedded into me that bad experience. I'm going to look at all white females as, you know, just, you know what I'm saying, not being good in the sack and so forth. I'm like, man, my last girlfriend, when I'm about to hit that orgasm, she used to bite me on the nipple. And there's nothing like one of them cute ass black females when they have their sexual face, when their face is distorted and you know that they're cute and so forth. But hence, You know, with as I said, with the squabbles here on the internet, these black dudes are just going to pick out some black female that doesn't look that looks like a horse or whatever, and say that, hey, this is the standard quo of black women, but hence that's not the standard quo of the, you know, type of black female that I'm with. You know what I'm saying? The black females I've been with were cute, you know what I'm saying, were considerably attractive and had nice bodies and so forth. But you know, as I said before, most men and female, and also black females are sexy, you know what I'm saying, they're sexual. I have a friend that dates, even though he has black baby mothers. Now this is a dude, I mentioned him before in my video. My videos have a lot of continuity. If you know, I don't just say stuff just or make up characters just to fit the video. Hence, I will, you know what I'm saying, I mentioned this character before. He's a black dude who has multiple baby mothers, 4 baby mothers. 2 of them is black, 2 of them is white. No, 2 of them is black, 1 of them is Mexican, and 1 of them is white. And he's still able to pull white females, because they claim white females don't date these type of black dudes. But hence, my friend has a whole lot of swagger. So, you know, he's, you know, considerably nice. He's tall, he got dreads, he got that Milli Vanilli look going on. So he has no problem getting any sort of woman. And the way he dressed, he kind of dresses like me, kind of like a, kind of dorky, but you know, knows how to dress. Collared shirts, chap shirts, and so forth. Doesn't wear oversized cheese shirts, doesn't sag his pants, and he is an intelligent person. Me and him have conversations before. Matter of fact, me and him were thinking about doing a YouTube video together, so that may be a you know what I mean, a collaboration that may happen in the future. But even though at this point of life he only dates white females because he, you know what I'm saying, because of the money, but he only goes to black strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? He says he cannot go to a white strip club. Now, my camera ran out of battery juice, but yeah, my friend only likes going to black strip clubs to see how black females move, because black females can dance and so forth, and this and that. But you know, what I wanted to say is that most men and females prefer those of their own kind, which is logical, because the different human genotypes have lived in isolation from each other for thousands and thousands of years. But I would say that men may show an admiration for women of other ethnics and so forth. You know, now with the North American black men and black female, yeah, we're kind of messed up because we evolved under the tutelage of our slave master. But you know, even though a white guy may express, you know, how much he likes Asian women, because I know white guys like Asian women, you know what I'm saying, so, and a black guy may express his admiration for white females and other ethnics. I think people prefer their own kind, sorry for the lack of a better word, because first of all, they're more comfortable and they can talk to them and so forth, and this and that. So I wouldn't let the internet, you know what I'm saying, I go by reality, I don't go by perception. And I do understand that interracial couples are on the rise. I'm not going to ignore that information, you know, that mixed kids are you know what I'm saying, that are considered, children are mixed or a growing population. So hence, but check out my video, stop putting white women on pedestals, and my other video, mixed people ain't all that, which also delve into this topic matter. So, but thanks for watching, and sally forth.